Good morning, team, and welcome back to day 2 of week 3. So it's handstand week. I'm David from CrossFit Cirencester, aka Coach Disco.
And I'm Anna, and thank you again for joining us. Like David said, it is day 2. That means it's chipper day, so we've got a lot of work to do today.
There's lots to do today.
And you can see the mats are slightly different. Different warm-up today.
Hopefully that's not frightened any of you. So the session's going to go like this today. We're going to go through our normal little warm-up, so add some new stuff for you on your warm-up today. And then we're going to go through our conditioning. So we're going to do every minute on the minute. So the clock will beep and we'll do something different in each minute. Today we're going to add 2 exercises per minute to make it a little more challenging for you.
So less recovery.
And then we'll go through our chipper. So the Metcon today is going to be a chipper. So that's when we work down the board for us using whiteboards. You guys will be on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quote of the day. Quote of the day. Create your own sunshine.
Good one.
Nice one.
So the warm-up is slightly different today, and it is called beast mobility, isn't it?
So we use this quite a lot, to much groans and grumps.
And you'll probably understand in a second why it's called beast mobility.
So again, the idea is we obviously follow movement patterns of animals. The way it's going to work is obviously Anna will go through, do the demonstration, then you guys use whatever space you have available at home. Anna's going to go forwards and backwards, so I'll let you guys start as soon as we're ready to go.
Yeah.
So first one is our bear crawl. So the bear crawl, Anna's going to go with her knees quite close to the floor. We want about an inch away from the ground. Going to crawl on the floor like a bear, and then come back in reverse this time. You guys can turn around if you want to and go back forwards. I'll give you a moment to finish that. That's the bear crawl. We're using that later on in the workout with a slightly modified version of it. So next one's our polar bear. Polar bear today, I'm going to go with straight legs. If you ever watch a polar bear walk, they do walk just like this. And Anne's going to come back.
I'll turn around for this one.
Forwards. So Anna's pretty flexible. If I demonstrate that, it doesn't look quite as aesthetically pleasing. Well done, team. Then go through the primates. We're going to do some chimpanzees. So we're working sideways. Some of you find this quite challenging. So think about a nice wide base, loading a little bit of the weight up, and it's that jump from hand to feet, hand to feet.
A bit like the handstands yesterday.
Yeah, but working sideways. Now I'm going to go through our angry gorilla. You can make sound effects if you want to. This is, again, really popular in our teen classes or children's classes. So this is teaching us how to squat, really. It's getting used to how to receive a bar in a clean. But again, we're using, obviously, to mobilize today. So it's mobilizing your hips, mobilizing your ankles, mobilizing your knees, and getting that chest in a good position for a squat. How are we feeling?
Yeah, good.
So again, give you guys a little bit of time to catch up. Some duck walks next. So this is generally quite a challenging position. We want to make sure your feet are actually lifting up. We're not actually waddling like a duck would waddle. You're picking your feet up.
Trying to exaggerate it.
So that's, again, it's activating those hips, picking that foot up. Like our squats, you want those feet to face forwards. It's very tempting to start turning those feet out, so try and keep those feet facing forwards. So imagine you're skiing down the slopes, and you start doing this with your skis. Those skis point in different directions. We're not doing a split. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure those skis point on the slopes.
Right, walkouts. Do you want to demo this one?
Yeah, I can do this. So this is our straightforward walkout on Inchworm.
So David's going to walk out into a front support. He's going to press down, come up, legs come in to meet the body. Then we repeat. Now, for those of you who aren't confident in the press-up position, just take the press-up out. So he's going to turn around, come back. So you walk out, press, legs, meet, arms. Try and keep them as straight as possible, because then you're really, really going to activate those hamstrings.
This is without the push-up.
Well done. And then the Spider-Man to finish off.
My favourite. So basically crawl like a crocodile. A crocodile.
So a bit like the bear crawl, but this time you can see David's bringing his knee up to meet his elbow. So it's a bit like Spider-Man going up across the wall. Well done. Brilliant work. So they are brilliant movements because they really do target everything in the body.
And again, you can obviously get quite out of breath just doing those. Yeah. You could obviously work forwards, and do exactly the same movements in reverse. And that's quite a good little conditioning workout on its own.
So it was about 8 movements per activity, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So about 8 reps for each one if you're trying to work out space. If you've only got space to do 1 forward, 1 back, just repeat that about 8 times.
Happy?
Happy. Conditioning.
So the M on, so the every minute on the minutes. So we're going to set the clock up to beep every minute on the minute. Minute 1, we're doing 10 reps of.
So we have hollow rocks to begin with. So we did touch on this before. So our hollow position, and I'm going to stay and maintain this as I rock.
So this is the hardest position. We're trying to keep you quite close to the ground, a bit like a contact lens or a tea saucer.
Yeah.
We're going to give the scale version now as well to make sure you're happy with the other movement. So Anna's going to hold around her knees and rock front to back. So for us in CrossFit and gymnastics, we use this a lot. This is pretty much using pretty much every single movement we do, a hollow body.
Once you've completed that, you need to move into 10 glute bridges.
And I'm pretty sure that everyone can manage these quite comfortably.
So I'm squeezing my butt as I lift.
If that's too easy for you guys, you could bring in your low chair or a box to lift your feet or your hips to a longer range of motion. So feet a little bit higher up. That'll make it a little bit harder for you.
Minute 2, you have to complete 10 overhead squats.
So I grab our social distancing broom.
Don't worry if you don't have any kit, you can just use your arms.
So hands go overhead. I'm pushing the ceiling up like yesterday with our handstand holds, lifting ourselves up and performing a squat.
Some of you will find this quite challenging, so you may need to come down to just one arm and switch halfway through. If that's still too much, just simple air squat. Then once you finish 10, you'll go straight into 10 shoulder taps. So into our front support position, and we are tapping our shoulders.
If you want to make it harder, into your pike, or again,
scale on your knees.
Or again, if you want to use that box, you pop your feet on the box and make it a little bit harder again.
So we will be doing this for 8 minutes. So we're going to alternate between the first lot of exercises and the second lot. Don't worry, we're going to do it with you.
Odd minutes and even minutes.
Right, should we get started?
Let's make a start.
Right, shall I do minute 1 then?
Athletes, stand by. 10 seconds.
10 rocks into 10 glute bridges. Then you get to rest.
So, nice tight midline. Here we go, athletes. So Anna's squeezing her abs really tight, trying to avoid this feet going too high. If we're being really harsh, we'll give her a tactile cue not to go too high.
9, 10.
Bend the legs, lift the hips up. Focus on that squeeze at the top of the rep. So you should feel your butt, your hamstrings, maybe a little bit in the calves, maybe in the lower back. And again, you can make it harder, feet on a box. So you can see Anna's got 30 seconds worth of rest before she tries the next movements. Mine might not be quite that fast.
So we're going into the overhead squats on minute 2, into the shoulder taps. So I'll complete that and then I'll switch with David so he can do full round.
So you guys are doing this all on your own.
Yeah.
10 seconds, team, 10 seconds, stand by. So overhead squats to begin,
Yeah.
in 3, 2, 1, hands overhead. So again, Anna's attacking this at quite a high tempo. For you guys, obviously focus on that technique. Make sure it's a quality movement. I'd rather you guys go down safely and to a full depth range of motion than go fast, trying to keep up with Anna with bad technique. Not complete the exercises as prescribed. Shoulder taps, all done. Loads of rest time.
So you can make this as hard or as easy as you would like. It's true, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's really suitable for any scale.
Hairband already, you've only been in the session like 10 minutes.
So now we go back, guys, to the first 2 exercises. Odd and evens.
So 15 seconds.
So you're starting with your hollow rocks. Get ready? 5, 3, 2, go for it. Again, maintain that tension. Really good. Arms squeezed by your ears. Remember those handstands from yesterday? Once you've done that, you will go into your glute bridges, 10 glute bridges. Watch your knees. Make sure they are pointing out in line with your second and third toe. They'll want to collapse in. Really good. 25 seconds to go.
8, 9, last one.
Okay,
10.
so that's 18 seconds rest for David.
I told you it'll take me longer than Anna.
And then we switch to your next 2 exercises, which was your overhead squats and your shoulder taps. So David is opting for the broom.
3 seconds, athlete, stand by.
Let's go. So David, if you turn side on, remember we did squat week last week. We want that butt to go just below those knees. Now this is the more challenging of all the squats, so don't worry if you can't do that yet. And then you will complete your 10 shoulder taps. You're going to do the harder version.
Yeah, do it from the pike.
Do it from the pike position. So it just means he's putting more weight onto his shoulders. So once you guys finish this round, we are halfway. Brilliant.
So ironically, that overhead squat is harder, not because it's hard on your legs, it's hard because it's on your mobility.
Absolutely.
Legs, you don't really feel the overhead squat too much, it's mostly your trunk, isn't it?
Right, should we switch back? Hollow rocks, guys.
Here we go, hollow rocks. Stand by. So the full thing that Anna's doing, you can hold the knees for the scale. Be strict with those angles. Make sure it's smooth. You shouldn't feel any flat parts in that movement at all. So it's not a lumpy hollow hold, it's a smooth hollow hold. Again, hips up nice and high for those
10.
glute bridges.
You can make this harder by just raising a leg as well, guys, if you don't have anything to hand. I might do that next round.
So it's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty much unlimited, unlimited scales in these movements.
Right, side your broom.
So Anna's might challenge her mobility this time and just try maybe a close grip overhead squat. What do you fancy that?
All right.
So the closer the grip goes, the harder it becomes. Your body wants to collapse forwards. So that makes you sit very, very upright to fight for that posture. Stand by, team. Here we go.
Try it a bit, Lara. Too bad. Taps.
Loud. So I think I'm going to bring the box in for this next round. What do you think?
Yeah. Okay, we rest.
So 25 seconds. So again, if you're an absolute ninja, you could probably add some weight to those hollow holds. Probably a plate rather than dumbbells, so you can hold the plate overhead. If you want to, you could rest them on your feet. That will make it a lot harder.
It will.
10 reps will be a good challenge.
Changes the proportion of the weight, doesn't it?
I don't think I'll try that.
Right, 10 seconds, guys, get ready. So you're back into your hollow holds. 3, 2, 1. So 10 rocks. So you should definitely start to feel the shake happening as you've done all the rounds yourself. Then you go into your glute bridges. So David, using the box for this one?
Yep, so I'm going to shuffle forward, my feet on the box.
So this is just making it a little bit harder because now David is driving up higher. So he's almost putting more weight onto his shoulders. So it's more like a shoulder bridge. Well done. Got 20 seconds. 15. So, your next movements on the beep, we are going to our overhead squat. Back to the broom. In 3, 2, 1.
So I'm going to add a pause this time. Down and hold, and then up.
So this makes the movement harder. This is because David is taking out the rebound. So he's having to generate power again from nothing. Once you've done that, you're into your shoulder taps. Are you going to use the box for that?
Yep.
So again, David's going to make it a little bit harder for you guys. If you do have access to a box or your couch, you can pop your feet on, like we did yesterday. And creating more of a handstand position. So more weight onto the shoulders, going through the hands. And once you've completed those, you are finished.
Well done.
Really good.
That's a progression for handstand walks.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's transferring your weight side to side.
There's
Right,
time.
chipper time. So that was not the workout. We are now going into our workout today, which is a chipper. And we have given you 8 minutes to complete this. So like David said, we are going to use the bear crawl that we used in our beast mobility warm-up today.
Space, haven't I?
You have to start with 40 bear crawls. So every time you move your arm and your leg, that is 1 repetition, isn't it? So again, don't worry about space. You can move forward and backwards as many times as you need to complete 40 reps.
It's a bit like a hybrid this one round. It's just a bit sort of cross between the bear crawl and the polar bear.
Do you want to have a look?
So my legs are bent, my butt is higher than my head.
So we are going to move forward and backwards in that movement just because of the space that we have. It is up to you whether you turn around or not, as long as you complete 40 repetitions.
And the reason we're doing that again, it just makes this good conditioning for your shoulders, getting used to loading those shoulders up like you would do for handstand walks.
Right, should I demo with that?
Yes.
Our next movement is 40 ground to overheads. That means we need some form of weight. You can grab a water bottle, a can, or if you do have dumbbells, grab a dumbbell.
Yep.
The weight must touch the floor, and then it has to go over your head.
That can go either as Anna just demonstrated in 1,
Yeah.
or it can go as I did then in 2. So mine stopped at my shoulder, then went overhead again.
We would like you to alternate arms on this one, just to make sure we are working both the left and the right.
Yep.
So that will look like this. We switch.
Some of you might decide to go change hands on the floor, and the same thing. As always, focus that effort from the legs. Make sure it's not a back thing. 40 reps, if you're doing it through your back, it's going to be uncomfortable. So it's a push the floor away.
Into 40 mountain climbers. So this is going to be nice and fast and dynamic. David, do you want to demo?
So front support again.
And you can go the faster one. This makes it a lot more dynamic. So if you can, choose this option. If not, you can do the first option like David said, nice and controlled.
And the key to that movement again, it's very easy to get into a position where you start cheating a little bit. You want to make sure your shoulder is over your fingers. So it's this position, not back here. This is way too easy. You want to make sure your shoulders are over your fingers. If that's too hard, again, grab your chair or your box, footstool, pop the hands on there. If you're a little bit upright, further upright, it's definitely an easier exercise.
Right, into tricep presses. We're going to have a few options of this one, so do not worry. If you're like David, you probably will perform these on your toes. I will be doing these on my knees because it is 40 repetitions. Do you want to demo? What this means is our hands are going to be quite narrow. We want to focus on building the tricep muscles, which is really, really essential in handstands. Remember your hollow position? Your elbows should stay nice and tight next to your waist.
So those of you doing the 25 push-up challenge,
Yeah.
you can bank some of these today.
Did you show you one on your knees for me?
Oh yeah, from the knees.
Now, if you cannot go all the way down to the floor, do not worry, just go to where feels safe and comfortable for you. This is harder than the normal push-up.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, it's a really isolated exercise.
Yeah, and to finish, 40 V-ups. We have used the V-up quite a lot, but it is a brilliant exercise.
That's your speciality.
I knew you could do that. So, we're bringing our upper and lower body together as high as you can.
It's making sure that upper body comes up. We see quite often people moving their legs and their fingers just come up and touch. That's a slightly different exercise. It's not what we're looking for. We're looking for upper and body to come up.
But if it's too hard, this will be your option today.
So it's 2 and 1, 2 hands, 1 foot, or 1 hand and 1 foot. So we've got scale for everyone.
Right, I think we should get started.
Yeah. 8 minutes is quite a generous time cap.
Yes.
So some of you might finish quite early on, in which case you can turn it into an AMRAP. You can start again from the beginning if you want to keep moving.
Well, I think if they're doing this on their own, when you get to those tricep press-ups, it's going to slow you. It's going to slow you down, and the V-ups. So don't worry too much if you don't finish it, guys. Right, let's get 8 minutes on the clock.
So 8 on the clock is going to count down for you guys. 10 seconds to begin. Bear crawls.
Oh yeah, move this out the way.
So remember, it's a modified version. It's butt higher than head.
8.
Make sure you keep count.
So that's 20. It's 10 there, 10 back.
Might not be for me.
No, probably not for you.
6. 12.
12. So remember, guys, you can go forwards and back, or you can turn around.
That's 40.
Right, next move, round overheads. So I'm opting for the dumbbell.
So you could dumbbell, kettlebell, plate if you can do it 2 hands. You could use a bag of flour, provided it's sealed up pretty tightly. On a flour instance. Got a sandbag at home, you can use a sandbag. 10's good, yep.
That's 10.
So you can see straight away this is a much slower exercise. So I'm going to do it as a clean and a press.
As David mentioned, just watch your back position. If you turn around sideways, they can see that David's using his legs, not his back, to take the weight to the floor. We do not want these backs hurting today. How many are you going to do, David?
I'll do 10 as well.
Okay.
This is number 9.
So that'll take us to 20 of our 40. I'll use a water bottle, don't worry. So again, you can use anything you have, a can, water, flour, anything.
Yeah, just make sure you use those legs.
6, 7,
So if you guys are doing some kind of CrossFit competition or getting into CrossFit competitions,
9,
this would probably be, again, 22.5 kilos to the men,
10.
15 kilos to the ladies.
So 10 left. Basically doing 40 of everything, really easy to remember. Then we have our mountain climbers coming after this.
Bit of a shoulder burn.
How many you got left, David?
That's it, 10.
Right, I'll start the mountain climbers then. Front support, I'm gonna do them fast.
So like I said earlier, make sure your shoulders are over the fingers. Don't only half reps, no bro reps in this session today.
That's 20.
Wow.
So the slower you perform them, the more time your shoulder's gonna be in this position. Actually, it's going to hurt them a lot more. How many are you gonna do, David?
Probably 20.
How are we doing for time? Right, just over
Loads of time, we're
loads
halfway.
of time left. So tricep presses. So I'm gonna do these on my knees to make sure I keep a good form.
So you guys got to bear in mind that you're doing it on your own. You might need to break these down. So you might go maybe sets of 5, possibly 10s. You've got to think your shoulders and arms are probably a little bit pre-fatigued from the last 2 exercises. And all 3 exercises, bear crawls as well. And yesterday's handstand work.
That's 10. Tag you in. So remember, we just want the hands nice and close together and your elbows to be nice and close to your waist. So we want to maintain that good hollow position. What tends to happen in these kind of presses is people will start to arch the back, which is what we don't want.
Yeah, you don't want to bend like a banana. That's definitely not good for your posture.
No, it's not.
It's also not hollow. We want to make sure we're in that hollow. So I focus on tilting my pelvis forwards, squeezing my abs, squeezing my butt. Most of the time in class, we'll make our athletes work from their toes on the way down, their knees on the way back up, purely to keep that hollow position.
Okay, that's another 10. We have 10 to go. Told you this would probably take the most amount of time, especially if you're doing this on your own. You will need to break these up. Then we have those V-ups. 3 minutes on the clock. You would do 40 V-ups, 3 minutes?
I think easily, yes. Very comfortably. So again, once you get those V-ups, think about chest meeting hands and feet in the middle. Like a big sandwich.
That's 10.
Woo.
Do 5 if you want to.
I can do 10, I'm sure I can do 10.
How are we doing? Over 2 minutes left. This is a brilliant movement for mobility as well. You can definitely tell who has got more flexibility in their hamstrings than others, as you'll start to see the knees breaking in this movement. You want to keep
10.
those toes pointed as much as we can.
So less than 2 minutes to go, team. Again, I said we're doing it as a you go, I go. So we can fast these reps pretty quickly.
That's 10.
Good work.
10 left.
And as always, the key is the quality. We'd rather you have better movements and do it slower than rush through with bad technique.
So 1.5 minutes to go, guys, 1.5 minutes. So just keep chipping away. Like David said, we have done this together. so we have a lot more rest in between. So don't worry if you haven't managed to complete it. You've done an amazing job.
That's 10.
That's 10. Right, so we've got 1 minute left. Should we start again?
If you want to, yeah.
Bear crawls.
So we're now treating it as an AMRAP. We've hit the target.
Just to keep working with you guys.
So on the bear crawl again, if you get back to that, remember it's butt higher than head.
40 seconds. Just keep going. Did you get confused?
I'm slipping, my hands are slipping on the floor.
30 seconds. To go?
That's it, that's 40.
Oh, you done it?
Yeah.
What's next? Oh, grant overhead.
Last few seconds, team. 15 seconds. You're very close. I think Anna might bring it home today. It's normally me. Get the last leg. 5 seconds, athletes.
Time.
Good work, team. High five for you.
Well done, guys.
Virtual high fives for you guys.
That was a good one today.
Yeah, it's good work. Really good challenge. Definitely
down.
sweating.
Absolutely.
Nice little blonnets headbands keeping me, keeping the sweat out of my eyes, keeping my hair out of my face. Cool down time. So we're going to go through a couple of different exercises that you guys haven't been through so far. We're going to start off with our thread the needle. So thread the needle we can do from our knees with either a straight arm or a bent arm. I'll show you from the front. So I'm going to go, this is my needle, going through the hole. I'm going to point towards the ceiling and hold. The alternative is to go elbow and point the elbow and hold and point to the ceiling. You can see the two variations, one with me and one with Anna. There's quite a dynamic stretch.
And then we have to do the same on the other side.
Exactly same to the other side.
You can definitely tell that one side is slightly tighter than the other. That's why we need to work left and right. Okay.
Next movement.
Shall I demo? There's probably not enough room, is there?
So from here, we're going to flop the knees to the side. So Anna's letting the knees just relax to one side and then to the other. So this kind of stretch, the higher those knees go towards the chest. So if Anna was to pull her knees into her chest, it will stretch much higher up the back. It's a bit like our iron cross we do on our warm-up sometimes. This is a version of that.
It's just a good point to mention that some people's knees may not reach the floor, and that's okay.
Yes.
It's just to show that there's probably quite a tightness in the lower back.
Yeah, definitely. So
It's a really good one for the back.
lower back and glutes is a really good exercise.
Yeah.
We're going to finish up with our cobras. So again, you've done lots of V-ups today. We've got two variations of the cobra. We've got the half cobra, which is work on the elbows, which I think I'll do. Can you do the full cobra?
Yeah.
Anna's going to do the full one. And that takes you to fully upright. So this kind of exercise, we're obviously pushing our hips into the ground. It's more about the hips in the ground rather than pushing your chest up. So I'm squeeze my butt tight, push my hips into the floor, keep my chest up.
Remember, it doesn't matter if you can't go all the way up. Like David said, if you need to go somewhere in between us where your arms aren't fully locked out, that's fine.
Yes, currently I can't really feel too much stretch in that one, so I can just start to push myself up.
Yeah. Also, it might be require a lot more strength to be in that position. So if you need to come in and out of the stretch, again, that's absolutely fine.
And you have spent 2 days working a lot of arms.
Yes.
So I hope your body's still pretty good.
Yes.
Session
That was a really
2
good
complete.
session. Yes. Yep. Today was a little bit more high tempo than yesterday. We are shifting the focus. Like we said, we're going to teach you all aspects of the handstand and the strength you need to be able to develop it, but also you need balance and coordination and stability.
Most definitely.
There's a lot of things to tick in the handstand. So,
So you've done 2 so far. Tomorrow's
another day.
another day.
Capacity work.
Yeah. So we're back to the Chris Hinshaw stuff again. So thank you, Chris, for helping out with those workouts.
Absolutely. Right, guys, we hope to see you tomorrow.
And well done again. Good virtual high fives for you guys. Superb.
Bye, guys.
Have a great day.